You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast, brought to you by Drip Drop. Rip it and drip it. Go over to dripdrop.com right now. Use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout. It is used by everybody who's anybody to keep you hydrated. Stuff literally works wonders. What do we like to say always, Drew?
Drip it.
That's it. That's all it is at this point. That's all it is at this point. It's rip it and drip it. Superior hydration. Yeah, you always got to have the drip. I mix me up some drip. It's good. Garage Guys 20. Go do it. Shout out to Drip Drop. We love Drip Drop. We've got a packed out show for you guys. And we have two special guests on this episode. We're kicking things off today with our first guy. You see this room here. And then we also are going to have Tyler Reddick. Drew and I got to sit down with NASCAR Cup Series driver Tyler Reddick. Got to pick his brain, talk a little bit about him, and he had a special guest appearance from his child, Beau. Shouts a little Beau. And Tux, the cat. And Tux. So always great. But for right now, let's focus on this room. Let's do a little guest party. So we got this room. We've got a Kevin Harvick drop in the back. Looks like a classic Dale Earnhardt Jr. KFC bucket. A lot of die-cast cars and no person. So first thing,
more stuff than me, Chase.
Yeah, especially than me too. Like I've been put to shame by this. So I don't know. Maybe we should see a leg. Is there a leg? There's a leg. Can anyone guess this leg? No? Maybe an arm. Maybe an arm? It's a blue sleeve? All right, we give up. Who is this? Let's introduce it. It's Dale Tanhardt.
The man, the myth, the legend, the greatest NASCAR Bettor in the history of the universe. Good to see you guys for the first time, huh?
What's up, Dale? Coming in hot. The cockiness. It's respectable.
Coming in hot this weekend in Turn 1 at the Daytona Road Course too. So ought to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. Look, me and you had a little tweet tuffle this past week. I went with Denny Hamlin. I went with Kevin Harvick for the first doubleheader, and then I decided to not go with him because I thought that Denny was going to win, but he didn't. Kevin Harvick came back. So you did it. How many units are you up now, Dale?
Yeah, just that Busch beer thing right there. That's why I go with Kevin Harvick more than Denny Hamlin. I'm up 67 units on the season. I've actually been a little cold recently. We got back on track last weekend with Kevin Harvick winning. I'd actually picked him both races to win, so that was a big hit. But yeah, we're up 67 units on the year. It's been pretty awesome so far. So it's
mostly favorites. I know Harvick's odds were he was a heavy favorite this week, or both races this weekend.
No doubt. Yeah, he was a huge favorite. Obviously we saw why, and it's hard for people to want to bet on somebody that's in NASCAR that's plus 200 or plus 175, whatever he was. I think I grabbed him at plus 200 for the second race, but like I said, we saw why. I mean, he was absolutely dominant, just a superior race car, superior driver.
Yeah, he had the car to back it up too. I think it was the Indy car that they brought into town, the Red Apple. So
he just ages like fine wine, man.
He does.
He sure does, dude. He's had the same hairline for like 20 years. I think that's part of it. I think my dad thought he was going bald the year after he took over for Dale Earnhardt, and he has the same damn hairline here 20 years later. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Joey Logano doesn't have a chance compared to Kevin Harvick with the hairline. This is pretty rough. But man, I guess maybe a little. We have to get a little Joseph L. We'll have to figure this out. But the jacket, man. Okay, so first things first. We already know we get it. You bet NASCAR. You're pretty damn good at it. So the drip, the hat collection. Where did the NASCAR were you? I think there was a video that came out of you that you were born in the infield of Talladega as Dale Earnhardt was doing donuts. Is this factual? Can we fact check this?
Yes. Back in the year 2000, when he his final win at Talladega, I was born there. In the infield, I don't really know who my parents are. I just kind of got up and started walking around like kind of like a Jedi. You know, like if you're familiar with Star Wars, you know, like the Metachlorians, how they create the Jedi or whatever. That's kind of what happened to me, except some excessive amount of natural light and cigarette smoke came with me. So yeah.
Natural light cigarette smoke will make an infant walk within seconds. These are the facts. Okay.
So Dale's mom was a Talladega stripper. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, I guess. I mean, like I said, I wasn't even
maybe up in Aniston.
I was just like, I looked just like this. I just started walking around. I was like, oh, well, here I am. And there's a beer in my hand. And, you know, that's the legend. That's how the legend began.
Dude, this legend shits on Joe Dirts. Were you born with the mullet as well?
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Way better. Not fused to the skull. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Well, no, we're glad to finally have you here. Glad to finally get you on here talking a little bit. I know we know you love NASCAR. We know it is what it is. This season, though, we need to get some thoughts from you because I feel like this has been, like, for me personally, I've enjoyed it a lot. There's been a lot of people complaining about this season. But you, as this man that was born and walked at infancy inside of Talladega, how are we all just missing the mark here? Like, what's really going on? Like, what's going on with this season in Dale Tanhardt's mind?
So I think it's been an awesome season too. And it's been one of the most pivotal seasons, I feel like, for NASCAR in a very long time, with extra eyes on because of the COVID, with all the race relations issues that have been happening. NASCAR has really stepped up in a really difficult time. And a lot of the races have been extremely exciting, more exciting than what we saw last year in many races. A lot of that has to do with them kind of editing the aero package on short tracks and restrictor plate racing. I think we're still missing a piece on the aero package for 1.5 miles with that large spoiler, which is like my least favorite thing on the planet. The racing has been decent on 1.5 miles, like Texas, Charlotte, Indianapolis, intermediate tracks. Overall, though, it's been a good season. It's been a lot of fun. And we've seen a lot of different winners, and we've seen some surprises, which has been, we didn't see a lot of that last year. So with everything that's going on, I think it's been a super fun season, even though people like me and other really, really hardcore traditional NASCAR fans can kind of notice some of those things and want to complain. But based on everything that's going on, we should be real appreciative of what we've been able to see this year. So.
Amen. That's touche. I'll second that.
Well said. I think Chase, you feel like the season's been great too. I think there's races though that have definitely sucked and been kind of boring. But overall, like as a whole, I think I'm happy is my answer.
Yeah, people need to appreciate the dominance of Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. We talked about this on the last episode. And that's kind of where it all boils down to. I mean, it's just like, people get mad. They don't see they don't see the beauty of what's happening with a package, or not really the package, but with a product where the car is coming right off the truck and you're getting out there and you're getting work done. You know what I mean? Like, it's, to me, like, that's what speaks the loudest, is because we've seen guys like Kyle Busch struggle, whereas every year he's just been completely dominant, like just absolutely incredible. So I feel like this is really getting to show, who's who and what's what, in its own weird kind of way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. The Kyle Busch thing, it really is spectacular because with the same aero package, but obviously the measures that were taken to eliminate qualifying and doing it in the fashion that they're doing right now, you would think that all the Gibbs cars, all the Toyotas, with Hamlin, Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, and who is my fourth guy? What am I thinking? Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Eric Jones. You would think that all four of them would take a step back, having the same equipment, same kind of setups. But the only one that's taken a step back really is Kyle Busch. Truex has taken a step back a little bit at the beginning of the season, which he's come on strong a lot recently. But that's probably one of the biggest headlines of the year is Kyle Busch's struggles. I mean, it's been crazy to see how bad he's been. I mean, I don't know how to explain it besides the lack of practice and qualifying. But like I said, you would expect his teammates to kind of step back too. And Hamlin obviously hasn't. But Jones and Truex have been about the same.
No, I think the mystery of Kyle Busch is definitely one of the major storylines. I know, Chase, I mean, you've been discussing that pretty much every episode. It seems like every time we think he's turning the corner, something bad happens. But I think a lot of NASCAR fans are really wanting to see, instead of Harvick, Hamlin, they're like really ready to see Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney be like the two guys, which I'm in no hurry for it. We got plenty of time for that. But that's where the frustration is coming from on NASCAR Twitter, right, Chase? I mean, it's people want it's all about Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney is what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, like a lot of these guys, I don't know. They're just getting to this point to where it's Chase Elliott's like expected to be like this big time all-star, and he just hasn't been able to really pull that off like by winning a championship. And I might have went a little too far on Chase by calling him Bill's boy last week.
Pissed off Jinsei.
Yeah, Jinsei was pretty upset. I'm sure Dale, you've probably stumbled upon Jinsei Stinson here and there on NASCAR Twitter, and if not, she claims to be the number one Chase Elliott fan in America. So we'll give her that. She wants to go to Hooters like every day just to support.
It's pretty obsessive.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just about these younger drivers coming in, like people wanting to see it. But it's like I grew up in the era where I remember Kevin Harvick coming in and Hamlin kind of coming in, and so for me, it's like I'm still appreciating these dudes, And I think that's what you get, just like with the generation and the times. I mean, Dale, I know you've been, like you said, you've been watching NASCAR since birth, basically. So you can appreciate the same thing that's happening with the veterans and the older guys.
Absolutely, dude. And let me just point out, we're talking about how a lot of people like to say, like what you said, the younger guys aren't performing as much. Well, I like to think back to Kevin Harvick came into NASCAR in 2001, okay? He did not win his one championship until 2014. Kyle Busch came into NASCAR 2004. He did not win his first championship until 2015. So a lot of it, you can say that these guys aren't successful, but where they are right now, Elliott and Blaney are both 4 or 5 years into the Cup Series. I think they've been awesome. I think they've performed probably at par for where they were expected, even with the changing aero package, which has been, thrown everybody through a loop. You would expect the younger drivers, I feel like, to struggle more. But Elliott and Blaney specifically have been good, and also, yeah, rednecks are fucking obsessed with Chase Elliott. Somebody had to take over for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Like, I'm a big Chase Elliott guy too, because and NASCAR family is huge. Family drivers are a huge part of this. So I love Chase Elliott. I love Ryan Blaney. But, now someone had to take over for Dale Jr.'s retirement, right? And
dude, it was Elliott all the way.
Yeah.
So is it wrong to call him Bill's boy?
I think it's a respect thing.
Is it the tone?
I think
depends on what tone you're taking it in.
I think you spoke to like the season being. You kind of roasted Chase for the recent performance. You kind of said like he hasn't done good since
the decision making hasn't been like on par. Like he's been in position to win like twice this season and kind of like let it go. I feel like he should have took the low lane at Michigan on the Saturday race. Where am I wrong for that? Like,
no,
you're not wrong at all. But Harvick, it was impossible to pass Kevin Harvick. You could get out in front. What we saw was in turn 1 and 2, you could get out in front of him, but in 3 and 4, he would just blow past you. He had his car had an uncanny ability to just be able to pass on the bottom, the unpreferred line. He could hold it in the throttle all the way. And you're right, because he hadn't won since Charlotte, and
the second race, not the 600. He had a little redemption, but it wasn't the 600.
The one which his team blew, terrible call and made him pit with 2 laps left. But
right,
he did take that inside, and I think him and Alan Gustafson, his crew chief, had talked about, what had happened, and maybe once they fell back to third, they decided they were going to stick on that high lane and see what kind of chance that gave him, because he did take the lead on that restart, like I said, but in 3 and 4, Harvick ate him up. So
we saw Harvick toying with Hamlin too on the Sunday race. Got off the gas in one turn, and betting on Harvick and not Hamlin. Hamlin was making me sweat, dude. I was shocked how fast he was. I mean, he was faster than Harvick those last 20 laps, and because of the
air nowhere too, because Harvick was so much faster like most of the race. And I remember, I think I texted you, Chase, and said that if the race was 5 more laps, Hamlin was going to win for sure.
Right. He just needed more spells.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dale, though, on the Blaney and Chase thing. Like, you brought up that they're halfway to that 10-year mark and they're performing well. I think it's more of the fan perception of wanting them to be better. Like
impatience.
But I think Ryan Blaney's had, if you look at all the cars all season, and you look at the whole bulk of the season, Ryan Blaney's had a top 3 car. He's just not getting – he's like the most unlucky guy when it comes to wins.
Bad luck, yeah.
Bad luck, to me. That's what I see.
No, you're right. You're exactly right. He's definitely been the fastest Penske car through the bulk of the year. He's been the fastest guy out of that trio, and they just hadn't been able to finish races. I mean, Texas was literally the worst luck possible with that. I mean, an untimely caution and strategy put Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick up there. He was really fast at Bristol and wrecked himself in the first 30 laps or something. I mean, there's been several things, and luckily he's got that one win at Talladega, which also is very dependent upon luck. So he's had some good luck go his way too. But yeah, speed wise, the 12's been the fastest out of the Penske guys and the Fords, other than Kevin Harvick. So I think there's no doubt he's a championship contender, and also he's winning stages too, which add those playoff points once you get down to those final 10 races. So he's putting himself in a great position week in and week out. But this is the premier stock car series in the United States for a reason. It's hard to win.
Right, absolutely. Feeding off of Blaney, though, like kind of getting into this race coming up this weekend on Sunday. This is the first time we've ever seen the Daytona Road Course with the NASCAR Cup cars. It's kind of got a couple of chicanes like inside some of the turns that they're setting up to make it a little bit different, special for NASCAR. And when you're talking about Ryan Blaney, off the jump, I'm seeing him starting back here. I want to say he's really 24th is where Blaney's going to be starting this race on Sunday, which is going to probably be huge for DFS purposes. But when we look back to the Roval, didn't Blaney win the first Roval?
He did, but he was running third on the final turn, and then Martin Truex and Jimmy Johnson crashed before the finish line.
Yeah, it was
that win. A win's a win, but I'm not going to put my money on Blaney to win this weekend, because if there's any track that you can kind of go without speed, like a mile and a half where speed is, your car is so important. It'd be a road course. A road course, you can kind of get away with having a slower car, or to sacrifice speed for handling, I should say. So I'm going to fade Ryan Blaney on at least winning the race or a top 5 finish. But it's going to be crazy to know what's going to happen this weekend.
Yeah.
There's no telling, dude. They might all go into turn 1 and crash, all run straight into the wall.
Absolutely.
This is the worst I've felt going into a race weekend in a while. And not saying I won't be ready, but I think, Chase, on the Rotoballer video, we're going to have to at least say, like, this might be a week to watch your bankroll. There's just too many unknowns. We already have –
Heading advised.
we already have so many unknowns with no qualifying and practice, and now we're going to go road course racing, and I don't know. I'm still going to play the slate. I'm a degenerate.
Treat it like Dega? Is that what we should do?
Maybe.
Honestly,
it's not the worst idea.
I would, because the unpredictable factor in this is it's unlike anything we've seen since the Charlotte Roval in 2018, the first time they came there. That's my opinion about it. But at least with Daytona,
Not to put you on the spot, but do you remember that on that race? Was there a lot of wrecks or not on 2018?
Yes, there were. It all kind of picked up towards the end, but any road course, you usually have a lot of spin outs, just because of the downshifting and wheel hop that drivers get in the race cars.
Oh, when you get into the chicane area, that's where it's going to be huge. Like
that new chicane that they added right before the start finish line is and let me just say, I've actually been doing it on iRacing. I've been racing that road course on my simulator. It sucks, dude. It's terrible.
Oh shit!
So not fun. It's so not fun. Like it's awful.
NASCAR fiend, Chase. I can't believe we found this guy.
I know, right? It's incredible. So
maybe we can do an iRacing bit. I
gotta say this though. With Dale, Dale's gonna be coming around a little bit more often. Dale Tanhardt is gonna be chilling with us here in the garage a good bit, and we're gonna definitely. I'm sure you're gonna be streaming a lot. You do a lot of late night streams, so we're gonna start seeing what he's made of out there, and we're definitely gonna be talking to him about these bets that he has. So we'll definitely be keeping tabs. But before we do roll to this interview, Dale, I do want to know who's your favorite to win this unpredictable race, because we're going to have to kind of put our heads together for this one. It's going to get a little crazy.
Well, if you look at the past 4 or 5 road courses, they've been dominated by 2 drivers, and that's Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott. Why I say that is the biggest sample size that we can look at to predict this race is experience on road courses, right? I mean, at a road course we've never raced at before, that's what you got to look at. I'm worried about Chase Elliott because I think his team has been lacking speed. They've been lacking a lot, like we talked about over this summer, basically. So I'm a little concerned about how they've dealt with the preparation with no practice time, no qualifying time. They were fast earlier in the year, but later on in the year they've been mid-pack, borderline top 10, a few top 5s here and there. So I really like Martin Truex Jr. I think he's the favorite by far. That's who I'm going to put my retirement fund on because he has been so dominant at road courses. His team has been on fire recently. He's actually finished 3rd place, I think, 4 races in a row, and has had winning speed a couple of those races. So, I know I said earlier, speed isn't huge here, but team momentum is a big deal coming into these kind of races, I feel like. And this is where Truex thrives, is on these road courses. So if you want me to pick one guy, I got to pick Martin Truex. And he's probably going to be the favorite on most sports books this weekend. So that's my guy. And I've been riding him for a few weeks now, and he's been really, really close. I think he wins this weekend, pending we have some absurd craziness, which you can't rule that out.
You got a long shot or a top 5 long shot?
Love Jimmy Johnson this weekend. Love Jimmy Johnson. Absolutely.
Oh, 8-time?
Yep. Or 7-time.
8-time. It's 8-time.
He defeated coronavirus.
Nope.
Yeah.
I haven't been a big Jimmy fan my whole life, being a bit Earnhardt fan. So I really, really don't want him to win that 8th. And he won't. I don't think.
He already did though. Because he defeated coronavirus.
I don't know what you're talking about, but we're gonna pretend he's not 8-time. He's actually 7-time.
I can explain it to you. So when he had the coronavirus, everybody was, how people love Jimmy Johnson and love storylines, right? So they just pretty much made it as if people were hyping it up so much, the storyline of him coming back racing, that I basically deemed him an 8-time champion. That's where it's kind of a sarcastic troll. There's
a video and everything out there for it. It's literally I put a coronavirus on Apollo Creed and put Jimmy Johnson's face on Rocky. He defeated coronavirus.
So I'm a big meme guy. I can appreciate a good meme, a good joke.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
He's 8-time. He's 8-time.
You should appreciate it if you're somebody that doesn't like Jimmy Johnson, because it literally was like they were forcing Jimmy Johnson's storylines when he wasn't even relevant in the race. Like it was.
Well, he's going to be relevant every race because it's his swan song year. So and
he's got a pretty racing car this week too. He's got a nice white, pretty racing car.
Oh yeah, no, I actually love that paint scheme. It looks great compared to the black one. I think that.
So you're a Jimmy Johnson fan now?
Well, no, I do want him to win a race this year because he's pretty set on retiring. But I don't want him to win a championship. We can't.
Blake Shelton's not going to let it happen.
We can't have anybody pass Dale Earnhardt or Richard Petty for the 7 championships. That's what the main thing I care about. But over time, as I've gotten older, I've gotten to a point where I respect the hell out of Jimmy Johnson, and I'd like to see him win a race in his final year. But
all right,
I'm so confused on where your stands on Jimmy Johnson, so I'm just going to let you go on, Chase.
Yeah, last question though about Jimmy. Kevin Harvick gets the 48 car in the early 2000s. 10 championships or 9 championships?
that is so hard to say. I
agree.
Man, that is tough to say. Because Kevin did come in. He took over Dale Earnhardt's car, which was a top 2. Finished second in the championship in 2000. So that was a championship caliber team that he took over. He won some races early on and had a couple slumps. I think he won 27 races in 13 years in that car. First year he joined Stewart-Haas, wins a championship. And he honestly probably, with the format was different, he probably would have 3 or 4 more. But shoot. He gets that car. There's definitely potential for 7 championships. But to win 9 or 10, man, this sport is so competitive, especially in the 2000s. I think it's way too competitive for someone to win more than what.
You just like to go a little overboard every now and then. Just a little bit. It's always fun. But I will say, it's been great having you here. I'm sure we're going to be having you back a lot more. Where can everybody follow you, Dale?
Go on just mainly on Twitter. That's where I tweet my picks every weekend at Dale Tanhardt. Shouldn't be very hard to find. It's a pretty unique name. I also have a TikTok with a ravaging Chihuahua named Rocky.
My
NASCAR
favorite.
Rocky. That's at Pantry Protector 24. That's some pretty lit shit right there. I promise you. So you check those out and you get some quality content and you might make yourself some money too. So.
All right. We'll do it. We'll see it. And again, we'll try to see if we can hook up some of these iRaces for Dale before too long. So we'll have some fun. But appreciate you dropping into the virtual garage. And here is the interview with Tyler Reddick. Sports, party, repeat. All right, guys, we now welcome on to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast, NASCAR Cup Series driver for Richard Childress Racing, our good pal, Big Dog. We call you Red Dog, by the way. I don't know if you like that, but Tyler Reddick. Yeah. Tyler Red Dog Reddick, man. That's what I write you up as on my Rotoballer articles. Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I've never been called Red Dog. I've been called T-Dog, T-Red, So Red Dog's a new one, but it works.
All right, so that's the official Garage Guy nickname. You remember the old beer, like, from back in the 90s, Red Dog? It was, like, the big silver bullets with the red, like, bulldog on it.
I don't know if I do.
It was like gas station
Let me
hero.
look it up really quick, but it sounds really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it.
You?
Huh?
Is that a pinball machine? What is that?
Oh, it's jukebox. It's the It's actually it's from my first Xfinity win with Chip Ganassi Racing, or first Xfinity win ever, my partial year. So it's kind of a cool little background piece to have. I have a liquor cart here too, but I pushed it out of the way. I don't know. I don't want to get myself in trouble or show all the
We'll do the write-up.
types
We'll
I
do the
have.
write-up to figure out what you're drinking later on. But no, the jukebox is amazing, man. I do have to ask, like what's on the jukebox? What songs you got on there?
So it's unfortunately all these buttons are not real, but it has when you turn it on, it has its own radio stations that you can tune to. You can get all the local radio stations. You can put discs in. I think it's got a wireless remote around here somewhere. I think I never hooked it up because I can just come on and plug it in, and I can Bluetooth my phone to it pretty easy. So that's
an
what
epic trophy.
The primary use for it is. So yeah, there's a mini one too that does the exact same thing. So if I'm gonna like plug one in and use it, I use the mini one a lot to play music on. It's kind of portable. It's kind of nice.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that's an epic trophy, though. Well, what we do here, we're going to go ahead and get the interview started off. And the way we start these interviews off, Tyler, is we have our good pal, Chef BoiRDeen, right here. And he does what's called the Chef Sampler. So we're going to have a couple of this or that type questions before we get into I think I saw a cat.
You did see a cat. My cat photobombed the
He's a cat
background.
guy.
Sorry about that.
There we go. I like cats, man.
We like special guests. So, yeah, these are super easy questions, laid back. We just like to start with this for every interview we have. So you can do them rapid fire style, or you can like break it down and analyze it for me. Either one. So whatever you prefer.
Well, I can never rapid fire anything really, so I don't know which you'd want me to do. Honestly, when I answer questions, they're super long-winded, so that's not good either. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. You're gonna have to figure out what negative part of that you're gonna want. So,
Gotcha. All right, let's roll with it. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan,
Manning or Brady?
Brady. Hate to say it, but Brady. I'm a Broncos fan, but I got to say Brady.
Ooh.
I like it. I'm a Brady guy. Office or Parks and Rec?
Office.
3 for 3. Marvel or Star Wars?
I'm a Star Trek guy, so I'm gonna throw a little shade and go Marvel.
Ooh.
That's the first time we've had that answer. A Star Trek guy.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
I mean, I really do enjoy Star Wars, but I'm a Star Trek guy, so I gotta I gotta pick and choose what I pick on that one. So
Here we go. We're getting sidetracked because I gotta
I
comment
know.
on this.
There you go.
No, I have to comment too. I'm just like you, Tyler. Do you like the reboot of the Star Trek series, the ones with J.J. Abrams? Like
the movies? The movies?
what's his name, Chris Pine?
I mean, yeah, they did a pretty good job. It took time to understand, the whole and just be okay with the alternate universe, or the affected timeline, and how it's completely alternate from all the other things we saw in the TV show and the original movies. So embracing that and getting used to that and understanding that, and just accepting that's kind of it's a very Star Trek thing to do. I really enjoy all the new effects and things that were brought in. So I've liked them a lot, honestly.
Yeah, the reason I asked is my theory is that they were trying to bring in some new Star Trek fans, because I know I wasn't really a big Star Trek fan until that series. So
all I know is Klingon. Like, this is all I know about Star Trek. Like, that's it.
Yeah, it's a little different. They tried to. I think some of the movies were just different from what everyone's seen in the past, and I think some of the diehards just expect everything to be buttoned up and be very, like it used to be in the original Star Wars series, and even Next Generation. There's very buttoned up, very yes sir, no sir, and definitely a little bit more, a little bit more of a loose cannon, I'd say, the newer Star Trek movies, but it's made it really exciting.
Yeah, for sure, man. You're the first Star Trek answer, so I had to stop the questions there for a second. But
good.
I got to watch Star Trek now. I got to take my notes.
Back to it.
You'll spend a lot of time.
Oh yeah, a lot of hours. I don't know if you have all that time, Chase, with podcasts. So
I love this cat, man. I love this cat.
Whenever I am trying to do something with a Zoom or use the computer screen at all, she'll just zip back and forth.
She's got to be seen. What's her name?
Yes.
What's her name?
Her name is Tux.
Tux? All right. I dig it.
Yeah. Everyone does, everyone, when I say Tux, they assume boy, but I don't know. She got the white, the white little, I guess, chest and fur, and then she's got the white paws for like cufflinks and stuff. It's kind of funny. And she's got a little like bow tie for like a mustache or something.
Whoa.
So.
It's perfect then. All right.
When you're running top 5 on Sunday and there's like 5 laps left, me and Chase are going to send a picture of Tux and say, do it for Tux. We're going to tag you and say, do it for Tux.
That's it.
Do it for Tux. Do it for Beau, who just threw something. Now he's making noise too. He's got to get his attention too.
And that's your little one, right?
Yeah. He's over in his little high chair playing with he's got a little monkey with a pacifier on the end that he's chewing on and laughing about chewing on. So
gotta love the kids, man. Gotta love the kids.
Just,
I definitely want to get into. Oh man! All right, so so we might get a guest appearance.
Yeah,
okay,
probably could. Alexa couldn't. Well, he's about to get fed, so
he
might get grumpy really quick. I don't know.
Maybe I remember the days.
He can come sneak over. We'll see.
Word. All right, let's get back to Chef Samper. I do have questions about Beau though, for sure.
All right, do it myself or delegate and manage?
Ooh, more times than not, do it myself. I micromanage a little bit. I get it from my dad at times.
100.
Favorite sport to watch on TV?
Football. Hate to say it. It's just so fun to watch on TV.
I'm with you.
I guess I should have said NASCAR too, but I mean, I love watching the races.
Well, it's supposed to know NASCAR, right? It's
No
like
NASCAR?
other than
Okay.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
So you did well.
Yeah, you did that one right. Favorite sport to attend in person, non-NASCAR?
Let's go with hockey. Hockey's great.
That's a popular.
Hockey is it's so popular. That's Cole Pern, Corey LaJoie now, and Tyler. So they're 3 for 3 on hockey. All right.
Yeah. It's just when they hit the glass and they're going by. I mean, it's just the energy's great.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I've been to a few Preds games. They're amazing.
Oh yeah, you're in Nashville, yeah. And my parents,
they're awesome.
My sister lives in Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro. Did I say it? Did I say it right? Murfreesboro.
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
I was
It's not
going to
like
say you got it
Murfreesboro
right.
in Southern Illinois, so yeah, it's different.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say you had it right no matter what, even if it's wrong. I was just going to go with that because I'm not even sure myself.
Yeah.
Last 3 here. Daytona or Dega?
Daytona.
Blondes or brunettes? Be careful.
Well, Alexa got some blonde highlights in her hair, so I'm not sure which to say on that one. So
man, he's torn.
Brunette for now. There we go. I got a head nod. We're good.
I like that answer.
All right, sweet.
It's like for right now, but it might change tomorrow.
If I said blondes, it would have been hilarious to get a reaction, but I wouldn't be sleeping in the house.
We can see you just like turn around real fast. She might have came on camera. All right, but
I may
that
have been off camera quick.
The grand finale.
Man,
The grand finale.
here we go.
All right, 2 laps left. You're about to restart in place 2.
Uh-oh.
Who's the most satisfying to beat?
Kyle Busch, for sure.
I like it.
We're talking. Well, I mean, current drivers, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
could be all. I mean, yeah, current drivers. Yeah, Kyle for
Kyle
sure.
Busch. All
Yeah.
right. Any context to that?
I mean, he's good. He's just that good.
Right.
I like it.
I've raced around him a lot in the Xfinity Series. I've been beat up by him pretty good in the Xfinity Series. He's just that good, and so yeah, probably him. He's just that good of a driver. He can get it out of the car for the most part every single weekend.
Nice. You're not
That's
wrong.
the sampler. You completed the sampler.
There we go.
All right. You did it. We did
I
it.
run
We
over
made
on
it
time
happen.
by like 2-3 minutes or something.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
We've had one that went like we had piece by piece every question. We had like long context. So it's all good. It's evolving as we go. So
Yeah.
that's the way it works. But there's
yeah.
Tux. Shout out to Tux for being the real one. All right. So we'll get into some of these questions, man. We've been wanting to discuss a lot of things with you. I'm on Twitter a good bit, and I'll hit you up every now and then. I think I had a tweet that I did like 2 weeks ago. Was this some Chase's NASCAR math, where I added and subtracted some things, but you probably see a whole bunch of stuff on there anyway. But we'll get to that at the end. But we've been following you for a little while now, and when we got into this season, you were obviously, for me, I was like, Tyler coming into the Cup Series is going to be huge because just of the things that we've seen you do in the Xfinity Series and then looking at the Truck Series as well. Winning 2 championships with 2 different teams in Xfinity is huge, man. And that's not something that you see like all the time. So, I mean, that definitely speaks to your ability and like your skill set. So I kind of just wanted to like get into how everything started for you, like with your racing career. I know what I read up on you is you were about 4 years old when you got into racing. What just fueled this desire for this competitive nature that you have?
I'd say it all came from racing the outlaw go-karts outlaw go-karts. I forget what to call them as I get older and older, but they were very competitive. It was a very competitive series, and you had all sorts of different divisions from beginner box stock to the unrestricted Briggs & Stratton motors to 125, 250, and then the 500s, which are pretty much open class. So that's where I kind of learned how to drive, is on dirt tracks and those caged outlaw carts. They run them out here at Millbridge now, and they run them quite a bit all over the place. But just the power to weight ratio, no suspension, and just all that motor and trying to figure out how to get around the racetrack with, very quick steering is, I guess, where I learned a lot of my driving technique and some of the car control. But I got to race against some really, really good drivers. I, grew up racing against Kyle Larson. There's other guys that came from that too that have been very successful in open wheel. So I guess I was kind of an open wheel guy to start. Then I shifted over to the dirt late models. towards my teenage years, and then got the opportunity to make a start or run a couple races for Ken Schrader in his ARCA and K&N equipment.
Yeah, that's a big deal too. I was looking, you kind of got in with Ken Schrader and then you moved to Brad Keselowski racing. Was there a lot that you learned? Did you work like one-on-one with Brad a lot, or was it more of just you and your team?
Brad definitely had given the entire organization, the drivers, crew chiefs, a lot of tools, and Brad was always available for those questions. And I had a lot to learn very quick. So asking Brad questions, asking my teammate at the time, Ryan Blaney, questions. There's a lot going on. And whenever Joey or Brad, or even I can't think somebody else got in that truck and ran too on that part-time year, but we had a lot of people come and go out of that truck, and I got to really pick their brain as they would run the truck and as I would watch at the racetrack during the weekends when I wasn't running. So a lot of people really pitched in to help me. The guy that pretty much I'd say really had to do a lot and took a lot under his belt was my crew chief, Doug Randolph, that I had when I was there at Brad Keselowski Racing. Took me in and got me started on the physical conditioning side of things for NASCAR racing, whether that's the cardio, just kind of taking care of your body, make sure you're hydrating. It was all things I didn't really understand or even need to really think about dirt racing, because it was kind of explosive, quick 30, 40, 50 lap races. And it was just a totally different, style of racing. You're just working on the cars all the time and it's bam, 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 where NASCAR's laid out a little bit more pre-planned, and you have a set schedule and you know what you need to do going into the weekend and follow to it.
Nice. Yeah. Looking in here too, getting more into the Xfinity when you did move up, there was, with Junior Motorsports, you got a championship, you did one with RCR. There was one moment in your Xfinity career, I think it was back in 2019, when I really started paying close attention. And one thing that me and Drew are both like really big on is rivalries in NASCAR. I know a lot of other people that are too. There was one fight that comes to mind.
Oh man, it wasn't even a fight. Come on.
It was a shuffle. Okay.
It was a shuffle. It was a dance, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and Cole Custer got into it, and you are both now in the Cup Series. What's transpired since then? Have you guys really talked much? Like what's up? What's going on with that now?
Oh man, I mean, the funny part about it is me and Cole probably talk to each other more than a lot of the other drivers in the garage. Cole's obviously teammates with Chase Briscoe, so I'd say he's right up there. But for me, he was one of the guys I'd hung around more outside and away from the racetrack than quite a few others. So for us getting that scuffle was kind of funny because, it's not like we don't talk to each other, don't know each other. We really both like to have fun away from the racetrack. So it was just heat of the moment situation. We both really, really wanted to win that race. And when I took it away from both of us, naturally you're going to be upset.
Yeah, it looked heated, dude.
Naturally doesn't care about what I'm talking about.
Tux was there. Tux had something to say.
I talk Chase all the time.
Here's a happy little guy. He's
there he is.
Little meal.
It's Beau.
Well, he probably
hey, buddy.
Guys, but Beau, just pretend like you can hear him, even though I got the AirPods in.
Dude, he looks just like Dad, man.
Here, let me turn this off.
Let's see. Hey, guy. What's up, bud?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you look like your dad. He does. And what's interesting about Beau, too, is you actually got to name him for winning the 2019 Xfinity championship. You got the naming rights to him.
Yeah, I did. I won that bet.
What were the other names?
The name she wanted to go with, it wasn't George. The name
George?
No. The name she wanted to go with, the funny thing was Riker. And all I could think of when she would say Riker is, number one, Lieutenant Riker from Star Trek Next Generation. So I was like,
there we go. I don't know much about that, but I'll go with it.
Much of a Star Trek guy. But then apparently there's a Riker's Island. I don't know. So apparently Riker.
Yeah, Riker's Island's not probably one of the coolest places. I will say that. Up in the New York area.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that, but,
Beau worked. Beau works, though. He definitely is a Beau.
Yes.
Definitely 100%. So with you having the new little guy too, man, and after winning the championships, Did you have like a big heads up about going to the 8 for RCR in the Cup Series? Like how did that all work out? And like, were you surprised? Did you kind of feel like it was going to come, especially with Daniel Hemrick having that first seat for that 1 year?
I was hopeful that a Cup ride would become a possibility, but for a long time, until obviously became aware to everybody that Daniel wasn't going to return, I was thinking it was going to expand back to a 3-car operation, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So they decided to part ways with Daniel, and that's how I was able to make it into the 8-car. So that was kind of a tough moment for me, because me and Daniel were teammates at BKR at my second full-time year and remained very close friends up through that point, just throughout the years of running Xfinity with him. When I was in Junior Motorsports to working with him when he was in the 8-car, when I was in the Xfinity car. So it was a tough deal, but it was kind of, you always hear the rumors and the rumblings, and I found out about the same time everybody else did. So it was kind of unfortunate, tough news, but that's the business we live in.
Yep, that's the biz, man. I know it's sports.
Oh, he's not here. He just wants to play with his little monkey.
Oh no, dude. Do you play any music? Do you play drums or anything like that?
Oh, I'm bad. I like mess around with him and do loud things. So then he just wants to do loud things too. So
get that man a drum set, dude. I'm telling you.
He likes the beat, just noise, just like me. So
that's it.
And so I know one of the hot topics, Tyler, has been about the no qualifying and no practice. Where do you stand on it? Do you just have an opinion, or do you think it's been good, or just give me your overall thoughts on that?
I don't know. Some weekends I could care less about practice and qualifying. Others, I wish we could get it. I've been on the good end of it either way and the bad end of it. So, it's just circumstantial. I think for some of these race weekends, I think it's a great idea. It's a great option. If there's places where, we're trying to run a street course in a big city that can't afford to be blocked off for 3 or 4 days, I think it's a great way for us to get in there, run a race in a venue like that and get out. So it opens up the doors for all these possibilities that we never really thought were realistic before. So I wish we could still practice and qualify for some of our events. But it doesn't bother me too bad. It's not even really bothering me that bad going into the the Daytona Road Course.
The Roval. I actually watched the Roval last night trying to prepare for this one, because like what we do mainly is, we're big into DraftKings, FanDuel, and dabbling in the betting a little bit. So we're trying to figure out what we got to do to when we're watching you guys on Sunday. But it's definitely going to be different, man. But I know that like some guys love just like the old school way of just pull the car off the truck, get on the track, and roll. And I mean, there's definitely a lot of upside with having practice and things, and we've seen that with some drivers that have been really good in the past few years. So it's a really interesting time for you to be making your rookie season, man. 2020 is. Like how are you feeling about, like, do you feel like you got robbed of like a normal like entryway to the Cup Series?
I mean, me and my crew chief really like using sim a lot, and we really used it a lot in the Xfinity side last year. So coming over to the Cup side and having it be one of our primary ways of really learning hasn't hurt us too bad, but just some of the tires that are different. The one we ran last year, and you're kind of guessing what the tires are going to act like when you're trying to tune on them to get them a little bit closer to reality at times. So that's where it's been tough, is if you strictly rely on that data to set your car up and you're way off, it can really hurt you. He's trying to reach for the laptop.
Oh yeah, you gonna get it?
That's the only thing.
You gonna get it?
He's going for that expensive equipment,
and it's
miss it.
So.
But yeah, well, with this road course, so I mean, it's obvious that you're going to be doing some stuff on iRacing or some simulations, things like that. This is one tip I wanted to give you, and I think that this is what a lot of people aren't going to have the edge on. Tyler, do you own a Nintendo?
You have a Nintendo? Are you going to bring out Mario Kart?
Rainbow Road Expert Mode. I think that nobody else is going to be using that this week, and I think that that's going to give you all the edge you're going to need.
Yeah, me and my team, we play Mario Kart on the way in, on the way home from the races. I think it's extremely competitive. And I hadn't played Mario Kart in a while, so to brush up, I ran through and did the 200cc on the new Mario Kart 8. And yeah, I had it dialed in, so I think I'm going to be fine when I get to the road course.
Wait, dude,
You ever play some
ultimate
Super Smash
preparation.
What's that?
You ever play some Super Smash Bros?
No, I don't.
It's one of my
I
favorite.
don't know. I like Mario Kart, but I never was big into Super Smash Bros. Or any of the other Nintendo stuff. When I came up, I was kind of on the PlayStation 1, 2 wave, so I was just after all that fun Nintendo stuff. But it's
All the way. What we'll do is this: whenever they open us back up so we can get back to the track to do media and things like that, I'll go buy a Switch. We'll come find you, and we'll do tournament. We'll film it, and we'll just make, because we like to make all kinds of crazy content. So we'll just sit there. We'll make it happen.
It's with me all the time now, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to play that. So
Sweet.
Much fun. It might make Alexa and Beau jealous when I'm gone, but
Oh
I'm trying
man.
to make do about them.
Always. All right. Well, this will be the last thing we're going to do. So we're going back to Chase math here. Okay. So I figured some things out. So you're starting 18th on Sunday, correct?
I thought it was 20th, but it might be 18th.
Okay. I looked online.
Yeah,
It's NASCAR.com says 18th. So this is what we're going to go with. So we're starting 18th.
For the segment to be ruined. I hope it's 20, but keep going.
All right, we're gonna take the If it is, it is. It's the ultimate realization of just what NASCAR math is. So we're gonna take the 8 and we're gonna subtract 8 by 8. That's gonna equal 0. So that's gonna put us at 10. So at some point in the race, you're gonna get to 10th. Okay, we're gonna move that. We're gonna take the 1 minus the 0, and that's gonna equal a 1. So there we go. There's no real rhyme or reason of how we got there, but that's what we're hoping for. So if my math is correct and my calculations are correct, you should finish first.
10th in stage 1, first at the end of the race. I like it.
All right. There we go. We're here. Tyler, dude, it's been a pleasure, man.
Thanks, man.
And Beau, it was great to meet you. And Tux, wherever Tux is.
Tux is eating. She's chowing down. She's eating.
Oh, she's getting down now, too. All right. Well, look, you're welcome back on anytime, man. We appreciate it. And best of luck on Sunday. We'll be rooting for you.
Hey, Beau, they're talking to you. They said you're welcome back on anytime. Beau.
You hear that, man?
It's the garage guys. 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 It's the garage guys.